Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 38 of Goodbye Bullshit, Hello Happiness. Today, I'm going to be talking about trust. This week and last week on the Solistic Unicorn membership, we've been focusing on trust. We've been getting the messages of trust. And actually, one of the unicorns suggested if I could talk about trust on today's show, and I thought that was a great idea. So today we're talking about trust, what it is to trust, what does it mean, why it's so hard to trust yourself and trust universe, and why it's important for us to develop trust, not just in ourselves, but the world around us. Before I get started and forget, I wanted to go over some sort of administrative stuff. For Goodbye Bullshit, Hello Happiness, I'm adding a show once a month that is going to be under the umbrella of conscious parenting. And in those shows, there are, I believe with me, there's 5 of us, different parenting styles, and I think for majority we all have boys except one. So just to give you guys more information on parenting tips, tools, and what it means to parent kids that are more aware and connected. So hope you join us for that and be on the lookout for those. And also with Samir, that you guys saw not on my last show, but the one before that, we are going to try to do a show once a month that is going to be called Young and Empowered. And I believe it's going to be on the fourth Tuesday, but we'll see. Anyway, be on the lookout for those two. If you're interested about Solistic Unicorns, which here's my logo here. The membership, you can find information on my website. So now, or go to solisticunicorns.com. So now getting back into the topic for today, which is trust. So let's start with what is trust? What does it look like? What does it feel like? To trust yourself, trust the universe, it's a knowing, it's a feeling that everything is going to work out. No matter what is happening in front of you, doesn't matter whatever's happening, there's a knowing in your heart that tells you that everything is going to come together at exactly the right moment, and you're going to have what you need when you need it. You're going to have what you want when you want it, that everything's taken care of. So that's the feeling of trust. And again, there's a trust in yourself, and there's a trust in life and universe. And trust in yourself has to do with your intuition, knowing you're getting connected with your body and you're recognizing the hints or the feeling of your intuition. And with that, then you're able to make your choices, make decisions, move about your day, your life, and trusting that your intuition, your knowing, your guidance, your higher self basically is guiding you. And then the trust in the universe, trust in life is that takes a little bit more practice. It's a little bit harder, but that is that knowing, that feeling that everything is going to work out, as not needing to control life and allowing life to flow. So that is what trust is all about. Now, why is it so hard for us to trust? Why is it so hard for us to trust ourselves and trust the universe, trust life. Um, well, it falls into different layers, different categories, but it has to do with past life experiences that you've had in this lifetime, society, what you've been used to and hearing, what the fear in society that we're all connected to, and just the history of, you know, go back and look at history, and again looking at it with a view, with the vision of things not working out, and looking at the sort of the negative side of things. So now breaking it down as far as being hard to trust yourself, um, your life experiences mainly is the one that's guiding that. And what it's telling you every time you want to make a decision, it brings up all the other things that you've done in the past. And it only has the perception through the lens of it not working out. It tells you, remember you made this decision? That wasn't so good. Remember what happened after that? Or remember when you went this way and you got into a, let's say, car accident. So it brings up all those things as a reason why you cannot or should not trust yourself, and that you should trust the judgment of others and ask and research and do all those things. There isn't any issue with doing your research or talking to others to gain their advice. And the final decision still has to come from you. And the shift needs to happen where, with the life experiences that you're looking at, sort of change your focus into not just seeing what didn't happen, but from those things not happening, what was gained. From the things that is under the label of went wrong, what did you learn? What was it gained? So it's a shift in perspective and shift in how you see things, and changing that lens, that you're not just looking at one-sided in everything that comes up as the reasons why you shouldn't trust yourself, but change it and look at the reasons that what worked out and what was learned, what was gained, all those things. Just to give you an example from my own life experiences, it was at the moment that I was able to see all those things that labeled trauma that happened to me, that were there for a reason, to happen for a reason. They were all my teaching tools, techniques. Without them, I wouldn't be who I am today, doing what I do today. So once I was able to see that and be grateful for it and appreciate it and truly love my life, the past even that got me to this place, then that little voice, that the doubt went away. To it couldn't point to those things anymore as a reason that I shouldn't trust myself, trust my knowing. So, and that shift happens for everyone a little differently. So, you will need to figure out what works for you. So, those life experiences, again, take a look at them as to not just things not working out, but when things didn't come, when things didn't work out, what was gained and what did work out. Then as far as trusting the universe, then there's a bigger picture here where we're talking about society, history, and again, also is looking through a lens of things not working out and things always going wrong, looking at only sort of the fear-based happenings in our history, in our lives, in the world right now, as a reason why we shouldn't trust life, rather than looking at all those good things that are happening, all those people that are shifting, all those things that are coming. So, I've talked about this before too, that there's a duality in our lives in order for us to have the full experience, to be able to see and choose and feel what experiences we want to have. And for that, that duality is needed. You can't have always be eating sour stuff or sweet stuff. Sometimes you want sour, sometimes you want sweet, sometimes you want bitter, sometimes you want spicy. So, and that's the duality in those experiences that come about, so you get the full range. Once you have the full range, then you can bring it all together. So when you're looking at those things, even for how universe has failed, how life has failed, and you didn't get what you wanted and things didn't work out, look at it that what are the people that are doing good, the good things that are happening in the world. Balance that scale a little bit more fairly than what you have been doing. And to just give you examples again of how life is working out. I've talked about some of the things in my life. My roof that half of it blew off, and at some point it all came together. It was just the fact that I had to trust my knowing and trust where it was leading me, that at the end everything is going to work out. I'll have what I need. And again, reminding us that it was a co-creation. We're always co-creating. It's not just your side. Things need to come together for the others involved in that story as well. I've talked about my house that, it was a practice of trust that I was about to lose the house, and everything again came together once I surrendered, let go, and trusted what the story was going to be like. Um, Another, just I think it was a year ago, um, my ex chased us around and with his car, and through that whole experience, my son was anxious, and I was reminding him, I don't know why this is happening right now, but I know it's happening for a reason. And during the whole time, the process after all the things that came up, I knew everything was for a purpose. Yes, it wasn't pleasant going through it, but I could feel that there was a purpose. And when we went through it, I could exactly point to, this was the purpose of that. What was gained for my son in particular was the reason that those things are. So again, shift in perspective, that you've gotten used to the physical things, that I didn't get this, or I want this to be a certain way, and we lose sight of what is gained in terms of how you gain your power, how you gain your confidence going through something, how you gain that trust in knowing that you can trust yourself, because that's where your power comes. Your power comes from the knowing you have choice all the time, and trusting your knowing yourself that you are making the right choices for yourself. um, so there's lessons in all those things that are happening, that we sort of bypass and go to the end result. Well, I didn't get the end result I wanted, but you lose sight of all those things that you gained in terms of who you are. So pay a little bit more attention to those things. And a couple of more stories that give you details again on how things do work out is, there's a story of a young man that, this is back in the days that, you had to get the fancy stereos in your car when you were a teenager, getting your first car. And he saved up his money, gets the stereo for his car, and his car gets stolen. The whole car gets stolen. And so normally, I think in this point, everybody would be like, oh my God, how horrible, how terrible, you lost your car. And what comes out of that is that his insurance pays him for the, because they don't find the car, so they pay him for the car, but the money they pay him, it was more than what the car was worth. So not only did he get a new car that he wanted, but also was able to get the stereo he wanted. Another story, a friend of mine, we were talking about this, and they've gone through their own journey, and let's just say they weren't able to save for her son's college. And that actually, I get that a lot from people, that, saving, saving, saving. Some of us can save, some can't. So it, again, that's also trust of what feels good to you to do. Um, and her son ended up receiving a full scholarship to the college he wanted, and not just paying for the college experience, but also room and board and meals. So it's like a full ride that her son received. So, but in that journey that they were going to, toward his graduation for past years, was that they did what felt good for them, what felt comfortable for them, and not just them, for their family, and how they were handling things and doing things. Um, so, yes, trust, trust, trust. Everything does work out at the end, everything does come together. Now, the third part of what that I was going to talk about is that why is trust so important? And I touched on this a little bit as well, that there is a order, a flow, a rhythm, a pattern to our lives. Cycles. If you look at your body, um, or nature, there's a cycle, there's a rhythm, there are patterns in nature, everything you see around you. And those things are letting you know that everything is working out, that cycles do need to happen. Those patterns, those shifts need to happen in order for things to be able to flow. Um, Again, cycles with the moon, day and night, the seasons, the months, the weeks, everything is a beginning, ending. Everything has a pattern to it. Everything has a rhythm and a cycle. And the more we connect with that flow of life, the more we connect to that rhythm of our body, rhythm of nature, that energy, that pattern, that flow, the more we're able to be able to manifest those things we want. I don't talk about manifestation that much, because even that, I feel you got to let it go and see what's coming, the deliciousness of not knowing what's coming, that all our wishes, all our desires, everything that I have asked for, I've already put it into the universe. And now I'm just doing what feels good. It's not about manifestation, and letting life surprise me and bring me those things that I love and enjoy. So connecting to those rhythms and flow of life allows you to open up. So trusting, you have to trust that flow is there. You have to trust that nature does provide. And the reason it's important is that in this exercise, you also get to see that we've been told that you have to be worthy of receiving, deserving of receiving. You have to work hard in order to receive. So there's all these rules, again, that goes with the society, and that we put these rules about how we receive, and that we're not, if we don't do X, Y, and Z, then you can't receive. If you don't have a job like this, like that, then you're not going to have the money. Whereas when you're connected, when you're in the flow, when you trust, there's a knowing that everything is flowing to you. Your income that you want doesn't need to come from one stream. You can open it up and allow it to come from different streams. The love you desire doesn't necessarily need to come from a partner. That love can, when you connect and you allow that flow, that love, you can receive it from not just the partner, which really becomes very hard when you say, only I can only get love from this person. But when you open up, there's a love that you can receive from, again, nature. Go outside, from the wind, from the trees, everything around you. You can feel that love. People, you go out and there's somebody that opens the door for you when your hand is full. That's love. Again, change your definitions, because when we talk about love and coming from a certain person, um, see what kind of definitions you have around love. Open it up, let it flow. And anything, like I said, even somebody opening the door for you when your hand is full, that is love. When somebody, you're in a mood in your head and somebody smiles at you and says, I wish you a good day, that's love. Be open to receiving those things. And in order to be open, you got to trust. You got to trust yourself, trust your knowing, and trust that there's a flow. I always tell people, look at nature. In nature, the squirrel is running around, having fun, enjoying life. The squirrel is not worried about, how many nuts do I need to pack away for the winter. It just does what it feels good and feels natural to it. Um, all the animals, they're all taking care of everything they need and want in the nature, from their water source, from their food source. It's taken care of. It comes to them. They're not worried about where is their next meal coming from, where are they going to find shelter. Um, Even a bird's nest that gets damaged, the bird is not sad and giving up, hopeless. Oh my God, my nest fell apart. It's like, okay, build another nest. The spider doesn't worry about, oh, somebody just walked through my net that I made, it just goes and creates another one. And for us, I know we've gotten stuck into this physical form of life. Um, but even just like nature, everything is taken care of for us as well. We are part of this nature. We are part of these patterns and rhythm and flow. For us as well, everything is taken care of. Um, but to know that, to feel that, first you got to trust yourself, trust your knowing, know that you have your choice, and trust and connect with that flow. Allow it to flow and not have to control things. Because with that control and not trusting, you're putting a limit on where and how things can flow to you. And like I talked about with love, with money, with abundance, all those things, when you put those rules, you are limiting yourself on how things can flow to you, rather than opening up and trusting that it's coming to you. When you are saying, I have to do X, Y, and Z in order to be deserving, then there's that energy that you are not deserving to receive. When you're saying, I have to only be able to work hard to receive, then you're putting that energy, I can only receive if I have worked hard enough. I can only receive if I'm done these things so that I can be worthy of receiving. I make this correction with my son a lot, because I don't want that energy in him. There are times that, for example, he wants something where I have said no, or I said, I'll give it to you. And he's like, no, I'm not deserving of receiving it. I haven't done this and this. And I always stop him and I said, dude, you are deserving of receiving everything in this life, everything life has to offer to you. You are deserving of receiving it. Now, I might not be the source to give it to you, but there's a whole universe that's the source that's going to give it to you, and you're always deserving of receiving it. You don't have to be anything different to receive it. So that's another thing. Hopefully, maybe we can talk about it in conscious parenting, but pay attention to see those rules and blocks that you've set up. Are you saying that I need to be doing XYZ to be deserving? Do I need to be working hard to be worthy of receiving? Because all of those, again, falls under that importance of trust, that once you remove those blocks and trust your knowing, trust yourself, because you are going to, when you move from that place of trust, you're going to know what you need to do. It's not about doing it, it's about knowing and doing what feels good and right for you. And what's right for you may not be right for me. What's right for me may not be right for you. Only you can decide what is the right place to go. Another distinction I always make with Ilya as well is that I might tell you, like from my own experience, from what I know, from where I see things, what feels good for you to do. And if you feel like that's not the way to go, in your heart, in your gut, it's like, no, I got to do this way, then go for it. Because I can never be exactly from where you're seeing things, and I wouldn't know that. So, just to recap, I know we're coming up on our half hour. So, just to recap, um, trust is knowing. There's a feeling, there's a knowing in your heart, in yourself, that you know what's right for you. And there's a knowing that the universe is going to provide. And the reason it's been difficult is, just pointing to life experience and history of life, the world, and what's out there in the society, that we only look at the perspective of what hasn't worked and what we didn't receive, rather than shifting the perspective to how things are working out, what we are receiving, what we gain from an experience, and also all the good that's happening around the world. So changing that shift and that focus will get you there easier. And the reason it's so important is that you get to see those places that you've put as blocks for not receiving, which means you're saying, I'm not deserving, I'm not worthy, I got to work hard. And if you trust yourself, trust your knowing, you will do the work that you need to do, and it will be easy to do. You will know which direction to go, what job to do, where to go, all those things. As when you follow your own knowing, your guidance system, you naturally move in that direction. And naturally, then you're connected with that source, that flow. And also, trust means you're opening up, that the flow doesn't need to come only in one stream. There's a big flow, multiple streams, and you're able to receive from all of that. And trusting, look at nature to guide you, to show you that you are taken care of, you are deserving, you are blessed. And there's a whole abundant world out there that's constantly going to bring you what you want, what you desire, what you love. Hope this was helpful. As always, I'm grateful for you guys for watching the shows, commenting, sharing it. And yeah, if you, thank you, Mehta John. If you guys want me to cover a topic for future shows, please go ahead, message me and let me know. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Have a blessed, beautiful day. Trust, trust, trust. Bye, everybody.